Let's explore the world of pull requests and how to review them effectively. In this session, we will learn how to provide valuable feedback and carefully assess proposed changes to a project. This is all about collaboration, learning and improving the overall quality of the project together. So, what exactly is a pull request? A pull request is essentially a way to submit your contributions to a project. You propose changes from a separate area, which could be a forked repository or a branch within the main repository. Think of it as a formal request to merge your code into the project's primary code base. The main purpose of a pull request is to enable thorough code review, spark discussion around the changes, and secure approval before any new code becomes a permanent part of the project. Let's walk through the typical pull request flow. First, a developer creates a branch. Then, the developer makes the necessary changes and commits those changes to the branch. Next, the developer opens a pull request, signaling they're ready for feedback. The team then reviews the code, discusses any potential issues, and suggests improvements. Finally, once everyone is satisfied, the changes are merged into the main branch. Why is reviewing pull requests so important? Well, there are several key benefits. First, it ensures quality assurance. Reviewing helps to catch bugs, identify security vulnerabilities, and make sure the code adheres to the project's standards before it gets merged. Second, it facilitates knowledge sharing. Senior developers can share their expertise, and junior developers can learn from the process. Third, it promotes collaboration. It encourages team communication and a sense of collective ownership of the code base. Fourth, it maintains consistency, ensuring a uniform coding style, patterns, and overall architecture. Fifth, it reduces risk by minimizing the likelihood of introducing regressions or breaking changes. Finally, it enhances documentation by creating a record of decisions and discussions for future reference. Remember, code review isn't just about finding bugs. It's about building a stronger team and a more robust code base. Let's break down the pull request review process into key steps. Step 1. Initial assessment. Begin by reviewing the pull request description and its overall scope. Verify that it addresses the intended issue or feature. Step 2. Code examination. Carefully analyze the code changes. Look for potential bugs, style inconsistencies, and areas for improvement. Step 3. Provide feedback. Offer constructive comments, make suggestions, and pose questions to the author. Be clear and specific in your feedback. Step 4. Approval decision. Based on your review, either approve the pull request, request changes, or provide additional feedback as needed. Remember to approach code reviews with a collaborative mindset. The ultimate goal is to enhance the code, not to criticize the developer. When reviewing a pull request, what should you focus on? First, consider functionality. Does the code effectively solve the intended problem? Are there any overlooked edge cases? Is there proper error handling in place? Are there any potential performance bottlenecks? Second, assess the code quality. Is the code readable and maintainable? Does it adhere to the project's style guidelines? Is there any unnecessary complexity? Are there any code smells or anti-patterns present? Third, check the testing. Are there appropriate tests for the new code? Do existing tests still pass with the changes? Is there sufficient test coverage? Are edge cases adequately tested? Finally, examine the documentation. Are code comments clear and necessary? Is the pull request description detailed and accurate? Are any API changes properly documented? Is the commit history clean and meaningful? Providing effective feedback is crucial for a smooth and productive code review process. Let's start with the do's. Be specific. Point to the exact lines or functions and clearly explain your reasoning. Be constructive. Suggest improvements rather than simply highlighting problems. Ask questions. Use questions to understand the author's reasoning and encourage discussion. Prioritize issues. Distinguish between critical issues and minor suggestions. Now let's move on to the don'ts. Avoid being vague. Steer clear of general comments without specific examples or context. Avoid making it personal. Focus on the code, not the developer, and avoid using you statements. Avoid excessive nitpicking. Don't overwhelm the author with too many minor issues or stylistic preferences. Avoid assuming bad intent. Approach reviews with the assumption that everyone is trying their best. Instead of saying, "This code is inefficient, you should fix it," try something like, "The loop on line 42 might be optimized by using a map instead of a nested loop, which would improve performance for large datasets." Let's take a look at some code review examples to illustrate effective feedback. Here's the original code. The function calculates the total price of items in an array. However, there are some potential issues. Firstly, the function doesn't handle the case where items might be null or undefined, which could cause a runtime error. Secondly, consider using modern JavaScript features like const/let instead of var, and array methods like reduce for better readability. Thirdly, what should happen if an item doesn't have a price property? Should we skip it or treat it as 0? Now let's look at the improved code. The code now includes a check for null or undefined items, uses the reduce array method, and handles missing price properties by treating them as 0. This is a great improvement. The code is now more robust with proper error handling and uses modern JavaScript features. Next steps may include adding JavaScript documentation comments to document the function parameters and return value for better maintainability. Also, should we add type checking to ensure items is always an array when provided? Disagreements can arise during code reviews. So, how do you handle them constructively? First, clarify the issue. Make sure both parties understand the specific point of disagreement. Second, focus on principles. Refer to established best practices, documentation, or team guidelines. Third, consider trade-offs. Evaluate the pros and cons of each approach objectively. Fourth, involve others. If needed, ask for input from other team members or technical leads. Here are some communication tips to keep in mind. Be specific about your concerns and back them with data or examples. Listen actively to understand the other person's perspective. Consider switching to a real-time conversation if text communication isn't effective. Be willing to compromise when appropriate. Remember, the goal is not to win arguments but to produce the best possible code together. Let's summarize the best practices for pull request reviews. Review promptly. Aim to review pull requests within 24 hours to maintain team momentum and avoid merge conflicts. Provide iterative feedback. Offer feedback in small, manageable chunks rather than overwhelming the author all at once. Focus on impact. Prioritize issues that affect functionality, security, and maintainability. Be thorough. Review the entire pull request, including tests, documentation, and configuration changes. Adopt a collaborative mindset. Approach reviews as a partnership to improve code quality, not as gatekeeping. Embrace continuous learning. Use reviews as opportunities to learn and share knowledge across the team. Effective code reviews build stronger teams, improve code quality, and create a culture of continuous improvement. Don't forget to refer to team guidelines, code review tools, and pull request templates to streamline the process. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.